First off, what was your reaction to AJ's dunk? Have you ever seen anything like that before?
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm pretty stoic over there when, like, cool stuff happens just because you're thinking about the next play, and I feel like I've seen a lot of plays in my life, but I did react to that one. That was insane. I can't wait to watch it on film, but what a gifted player, man. That was unbelievable.
Have you ever seen a guy get 35 points on 12 shots?
I don't want to say too much about what I really want to say about the officiating, even though we shot 40 free throws. Though that's how that team plays. You know, they're super aggressive. They foul a lot, and, you know, they're a hard team to play against because of it. But, you know, AJ's a smart player. You know, he understood what they were doing, and he was doing a good job of using that against them, and that was impressive.
Yeah, how unique is that for a guy to get 20 free throw attempts in a game? I mean, not anyone can just do that.
No, not anyone can do it. No, you know, Richie got 8, you know, so he wasn't quite up there, but I thought he started figuring out too. But again, like, that's one of the great things about AJ is his intelligence for the game. You know, he figured out real quick what it was going to be all night, and, you know, like I said, you know, I thought he could have got to the foul line even more just because of, you know, I guess you can't call every foul.
He had that nice stretch in the first half on the full court press where he forced back-to-back turnovers. What do you make of his defensive performance in this game?
Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, like, as much as I giving them credit, as they deserve a lot, because they're a good defensive team, and they're grimy and they turn you over, and I mean that in a complimentary way. I thought our defense was just as grimy, honestly. Now, we pulled off some of the pressure because I thought they were breaking it after a certain point, but you know, it's tough with AJ and Moo up at the front of that thing. There's a lot of length and a lot of athleticism up there, so it's impressive.
What are your thoughts on the turnovers tonight? What do you think led to maybe some of the sloppiness offensively?
Well, they turned this. Their free throw turnover rate's the 6th best in the country, so that's what they do. And so I was disappointed because, you know, everything that we said they were going to do, they did, and we took the bait in the first 10 minutes of the game. Second 10 minutes of the game, I thought we had much better ball toughness. But it was good, though. You know, Iowa State's going to do the same thing. Houston's going to do the same thing. So our guys got to get used to playing against that type of pressure. But you have to give them all the credit. They were good tonight with that.
Can you evaluate how Kadeem played in his first career start?
You know, he did what he did. You know, the moment starting wasn't too big for him. He came in, you know, he plays with a great motor. The thing I was the most proud of is his 3 blocks and Mihailo's 3 blocks. I was extremely disappointed in some of our rim protection last game. That was a point of emphasis coming into this game, so I like that specifically.
Kevin, is that, I'm just putting off that, is that something you wanted to see without Kevin in there, see what you could do on the interior defensively?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Cade was unbelievable in there, you know, and so when he's out, it leaves a gaping hole. And so, you know, we talked about some different options. You know, I thought about starting Xavier, to be honest with you, throw him in there. Ultimately, we decided to start Hadim. And I thought he responded in a pretty positive way. I mean, I think is that his second game in a row with double-digit rebounds? I think it is. So, you know, he's doing some good things for us, and, you know, he's just obviously a freshman. So to be able to, you know, learn and play is, you know, it's beneficial.
Why did you give State more minutes than if you were considering starting him?
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard it's hard to play 3 centers. It just is. And it's, you know, there's really no knock on him. I mean, he's had his moments, but I feel like Hadim is you know, earned a bit bigger of a role. And, you know, Mihailo's a guy who's battle tested for us at the 5, who you could make an argument that he also deserves more minutes. It's just, you know, it's hard to play 3 centers.
Evaluate yourself, Coach, over the last 2 years in that conference. I think you're 20-2 now in those games.
You know, I think probably a bit more impressive this year than last in terms of that stat that you just mentioned. But, you know, their games are great because they get you ready for conference play, you know. And I'm glad we scheduled that team because they're a hard team to play against. You know, it's when you can kind of just walk through a game and do whatever you want. I don't think you get as much. And so that's what I told their coach after, man, you guys are, you know, a hard team to play against, and it definitely made us better.
What had you frustrated early in the second half that led to that technical?
Yeah, I mean, and again, I'm not trying to, you know, berate the officials. That's not my style. You guys see me coach enough games, but look, I mean, they put these tapes out before the season of points of emphasis, and then when those points of emphasis aren't followed in a game, especially when a team is kind of like that's what they do, it's a little bit frustrating. So I just was probably frustrated. You know, I have a newborn, dude. I'm grouchy. So
You brought up earlier that your team kind of took the bait. What was that bait that ACU kind of led to you guys?
yeah, sped us up without playing off two in the paint. You know, driving into crowds, not like begging for the ball and not back cutting. You know, when you saw the opposite, like, you know, move, back cuts, layup. You know, move, drives, plays off two, swing, wide open shot. So that's where I was frustrated with the guys a little bit in the first, you know, half of the first half. But I did think they adjusted. And then look, some of the turnovers in the second half, you know, a couple run outs and transition. But I mean, you know, those guys played hard and they made plays with their athleticism.
Kevin, with Alexei and Tyler kind of occupying the same role, are you platooning them? Like, how are you going about?
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I had a great, like, super well thought out answer for you. I'm just, you know, I'm on the fence a little bit, to be honest with it. You know, I think they're different. You know, they're different. Alexei provides a little bit more ball handling, where Tyler, you know, he's a little bit bigger. He's a little bit, you know, tougher in the sense of sticks his nose in the fight. Not that Alexei's not a tough kid, but I think Tyler's toughness rears its head a little bit more in moments. So part of it is, you know, when Rob comes out, I do like Alexei in there with AJ, just to have another ball handler out there. And then, you know, I don't know, it's a decent problem to have, but I'm glad that they've had these couple games to get some good minutes under their belt, and we'll just continue to, you know, have competitive practices and see who continues to earn minutes.
Is the illness that Cabe was dealing with, is that the same thing Alexei went through as well?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I just think there's a little thing going around, period. Like, half my family has it, and hopefully he just rides the wave and he's better soon.
Last question. You mentioned conference play. I think you were on the Big 12 today podcast. You mentioned there could be a third potential season-ending injury. How do you feel like the roster is going into conference play?
I think we're getting close to having a little bit more information readily available on that topic. So I'll just kind of wait for that to get there. Yeah.
All right, guys.
I am disappointed, and no questions about the great article about the dunk, by the way.
AJ, where does that dunk in the first half stack up in some great dunks you've had in your basketball career?
That was amazing.
That's probably the best putback I've had, other than the one I had last year at Utah Prep. If y'all seen that one, it was kind of similar. But that's probably like top 7 all time.
Do you think it should be in the top 10 for SportsCenter tonight?
Yeah.
I do too.
AJ, 20 free throw attempts. Like, what did you think what the defense gave you, essentially, what you felt like in this performance?
That's exactly what I was doing. I feel like they were being kind of handsy and stuff like that, so I wasn't able to just, you know, get wherever I wanted. So I just tried to take advantage of, you know, them putting their hand in the cookie jar and trying to draw fouls.
Richie, how do you feel about the performance overall, just team-wise?
Yeah, I mean, we had to grit it out. Like, you know, I mean, my energy was a little lower than I think it needed to be, but I mean, every game has its own life, and just like that, we had to figure it out, and just glad we come out with a win, honestly.
What caused the low energy then coming into this one?
I mean, we're, I don't know, but we're gonna. I think we responded well though. Yeah.
AJ, one game left in non-conference. What do you feel like this team has accomplished the most?
Figuring out our identity. Obviously, we've came out slow numerous of times. I think today we came out slow, but our identity of bouncing back and fighting back and, you know, able to respond.
Richie, what was maybe the talking points in the huddle at that under 12 mark where I think Abilene Christian got it down to 2 points and then you guys stormed back? Like, what was the points of emphasis there?
Yeah, I mean, ball toughness, primarily ball toughness, and just don't let their. I mean, they did a really good job of mucking everything up and making stuff just. They're super physical and I mean, so ball toughness and just play our game, play fast.
AJ, KY talked about the fact this team likes to turn teams over, and you felt like it was good preparation for Houston, Iowa State, and Big 12. Like, do you feel like this is a good opponent to have seen?
Yeah, definitely a good test. Obviously, I'm a freshman, so I haven't seen the Big 12, but obviously coming last year to games, I've seen how physical it was, so definitely this was the game to play, to try to get used to it.
AJ, what was your reaction last night to LeBron coming over to you courtside after the at the Delta Center. What was your reaction to that?
I mean, I met him before. I worked out with him, so I wasn't like, I don't really get starstruck, but, you know, he just came over and said that he's been watching from a distance and he's just excited to see where I am.
AJ, you had those nice back-to-back turnovers when you did the full court press in the first half. So how would you rate your defensive performance tonight?
Me, I would have gave it higher, but Tim Fanning, our defensive coach, probably would have said like it's a C+, so I guess I got to go C+.
Richie, how much more do you guys appreciate Gaba when he did?
Yeah, I mean, it's clear that his impact on the game is everywhere. I mean, really proud of the guys for stepping up, and Dean Boop or Hadim, as you guys call him, Hadim and Mihailo doing really well, stepping up. But Keba's can't replace Keba.
I feel like your guys' chemistry is coming along together. High expectations for you guys. Just how do you feel like the chemistry that you guys have had on the court coming along?
Yeah, I mean, we're figuring it out. It's a process, but I think it's really fun. It's fun to play with people that create such gravity, and we're learning how to use that gravity to our advantage as a team.
Same
Two more questions.
Yeah, same thing. Like me growing up, I didn't have a lot of people that can just attract a lot of gravity like him and Rob do. So just learn how to play with it, in practice. We're just getting used to it. We're learning on the fly, but I think it's working.
AJ, some of your best reactions are when Richie dunks. Why is that?
Because
He's not
Richie,
a believer. You don't believe.
Because Richie don't dunk in practice. I said the same thing with when Dawson, when he was playing, like, they don't dunk in practice. So when he gets in
I've
the
never
game,
seen Dawson dunk ever, though.
when he gets in the game, he drives and he acts like he's gonna lay it up and he just goes up with two hands. I'm like, I know you had that in you. But it's go against his height.
Yeah. Can you confirm that Coach Johnson dunked?
Sadly.
All right, guys.